All right, I'm going to make a new material for the floor because we did make this floor material for concrete, but it doesn't really match. We could go in and try and get it to match, so I could fade it out a whole lot more. So if I went into the floor and went to edit type, I could get to the material eventually. It's that concrete cast in place gray. And I could try to adjust the appearance here. Maybe make the color lighter. Click OK and apply that. And in order to see it, I'll have to get all the way out of here because it's selected. So it's starting to get there, but that would take a little bit of finagling to get that to work well. So I'm just going to open up my materials and I'm going to make a new material using the cleared out formwork background. So I'm just going to go down here to create new material. And I'm going to go to rename. And I'm going to rename this concrete formwork no holes. So I know that it's the same background. And then I'm going to go to my appearance and I'm going to load the map that I made, which is a cleared version of the formwork. And if we take a look at it, that's what it looks like. It just doesn't have any formwork and it's a similar color. Now I'm going to set the image fade similarly to the way that I set the walls, which is I think around 50. And we'll see how that works. The other thing I need to do is, of course, change that from 1 foot to 1 foot. I'll change it to like 20 feet by 20 feet. Click done and click OK. And now I have that material, so I can go to my floor and I can go to edit type and edit structure and change that cast in place to concrete formwork no holes, and click OK and click OK and click OK. And it updates. That's pretty close. It looks like it needs to be a little lighter, but we can adjust that in the rendering after we render it. Now it is on the top here, and part of the reason that this is so dark is that, or is so light, is that I have the ambient light turned up a lot. So if I were to come in and do like a quick rendering of this, just gonna let it render out. It is going to be a little darker, because it's in shadow. So you'll just have to sort of work with getting that to match up. Okay, I'm going to close that. And then I can pick my other floors and flip them out for the concrete floor we made in the previous video. And that will, of course, have the same material application on it. So if I can get in here and get that floor, I'll just flip it out for the concrete floor that we made. So now those are done. And then if we take a look at the roof, and we have a roof material here, roof white, I can come in and click on that guy and set it to roof fabric. So we made the roof fabric. Really all this is a color with some transparency on it, right? So you can do some transparency. You could also put like a little bump on it if you wanted to. If you had a little, canvas background bump. Let's see if it has like a little gradient or maybe a speckle. I don't know. We can see what that looks like. So there's the speckle. It'll just put that kind of speckle on it. You can adjust the size and stuff of that if you want to. But I'm just going to close that. And I'll click OK. And now that guy might be a bit speckly, right? So maybe we go in there and edit that guy and turn that speckle way down to like maybe it's at 30, so maybe I'll just take it down to a 2 or something like that and see how that works. All right, that's a little better. So maybe, whatever you want to do with that. Now you can go through and do things like, here's the columns, and I put a beam material on that, right? And so you could come in and set that to the concrete formwork without holes in it. So you could go through and just sort of I wish it would pick up small differences because I tend to have bad typing, but click OK and click OK. And now those are concrete as well. So you could go through and sort of flip through once you have the materials and adjust everything. Right, so here in the front, we have a similar situation where I've got this guy, and that guy, and I can flip those out for the exterior 6-inch concrete wall. And then I can do the same thing that I did up here, align with that, and then check, say yes, and then I'll just pull this wall down a -1 foot. Whoops. -1 foot. All right. And oh, it's got an unconnected height of 1 foot, so of 3 foot, so it was adjusting for that. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and sort of cut the floor out, cut it out back. You know, if I went to edit boundary, I could sort of pick these lines on the interior here, fiddle there, and there. And then I need to draw a line that kind of cuts it back right there, and there maybe, right, and then we'll do there to there, and then trim that guy out and that guy out. And you can trim that floor out, right, and whoops, I keep that, and keep that, and check. And then I'm going to pick this guy and pull it down, right, and this is going to be 4 feet, and the base offset will be -1, right, and then I'll do this one, base offset -1, and this will be 4 feet. So just, I mean, it depends on how picky you want to get and go around and clean this stuff up. You can definitely do it, but all within reason, I would say. I guess the last thing I would do is put like maybe a little railing on here. Okay, we'll stop.